Who am I talking with?
This is Ian Levit, one of the founders and vice president of Levit James.
What does Levit James do?
We do software for law firms,
And what does that mean? I mean, obviously there's you're covering a lot of land.
Well, our most successful product came out 14 years ago. It's called Best Authority. It's the most widely used product for a table of authorities. In fact, 85 to 90% of the law firms attending ILTACON 2018 are customers.
Not bad.
Not bad.
No bad. I don't know if anybody can make that claim other than you.
Microsoft and Adobe are for sure, and I think that's about it. We are rushing a new product out. We're showing the beta, which means in software months, it's 2 months. In real months, excuse me, about 4 months, we'll be able to sell it to customers. We have a bunch of customers testing it.
So how'd you get the idea to start the company, or how did it all come about?
All right, we've been in business 32 years. My main partner, Levit James, and I both used to work on mini computers. And the main mini computer that was used in legal at large and medium-sized firms, for those who remember the company, was a Wang VS.
Yeah.
And ILTA started as the Wang VS Legal User Group. So we showed up here, and our first product helped them migrate from the Wang system where they did their word processing. And it was very clever. It would take a Wang document, bring it over, convert it. Most people use WordPerfect or Word, put it in their new document management system, and retain all the metadata, so you know who created it, when, etc. And we got about 300 customers out of that, and we said, wow, we should stick in legal. So although we did some custom software for a number of years.
Going back to that beginning time of 32 years ago, you know, and it's the two of you, and you say, okay, we're in software. What was the business that you were doing back then? From a day-to-day basis, what were you doing before you showed up at the precursor to ILTA?
Well, before then, we had been working on mini computers. We had some big customers, like the Bank of New York. We did multiple systems. Dun & Bradstreet, we automated a large part of their South American operation reporting into a new computer system, and places like that. So we had good experience in writing software for very diverse kinds of businesses. So that was a good starting point.
Right. How did the two of you get started in computers and say, okay, we don't need to go get a job at a company, we're actually going to form a company?
Well, by the time I met Fletcher, he was one of those smart math guys, went to Columbia University, and he could have gone in a number of directions, I think. And he ended up working at a small computer company where I ended up working. It went out of business, but we went on from there.
So the two of you, that goes out of business, and you go, okay, why don't we do something? I mean,
yeah, first
I don't know if it's as simple as that, but
well, it took a little while. We both were doing consulting at various kinds of entities, but we kept in touch, and we eventually got it started.
Through all the years, I mean, you got a lot of territory that you go through that you've owned your company. I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs, and they may have started something, and they think they've been doing it a while. It's like 2 years, and I'm thinking, wow, I don't even know if you've been around long enough to know the real highs and lows along the way. Have there been times where, you know, the low point of owning your own business, of being in the market, of trying to do new things, or has it been relatively smooth for you?
Oh, I wish it had been relatively
that's
smooth
true.
all the time. Wouldn't that be nice? It's like winning the lottery.
That's true.
Well, when it was just the two of us, the cash flow demands are not that great.
Yeah.
So if you get a couple of big assignments for a few months and things slow down for a few months, it averages out all right. But as you begin to grow, when you're doing consulting, it's one thing. You're being paid hourly.
Right.
And you might charge, although these days it wouldn't be that much, you charge quite a bit.
Right.
Partially for those reasons. But we were much more naturals for developing software for a larger market. It fit our capabilities better. And as we started to grow, Fletcher maintained control over R&D and the programming aspect. And I, for better or for worse, folks, became the face of the company.
Right.
We've been at ILTA 20, 25 years through its various names.
How many people work in the company now?
We have about 18, I think.
Okay, so you get a lot done with 18 people. I mean, when you really think about it, servicing the number of businesses and law firms that you're.
Well, we have over 1,000 customers on the Best Authority product.
Right.
It's very stable product. Fletcher's great at designing stuff that will run in a very stable way once you get the bugs out. But we have 3 full-time support people, although they all have other assignments at the company, so they don't just do that.
Right.
You go crazy with a limited amount of things to do. We have 5 developers now. About a year ago, we hired 2 additional people. It takes a lot of man-hours to develop good software, because something that's really simple, people can do themselves.
That's right.
But something that's going to have real legs and dominate the market, and we do dominate the market, has to be very clever and very stable. And again, we've been good at doing that. It's good fortune, right? But it's not luck.
But no, it's not. You're working hard. What do you tell an entrepreneur that's thinking about it today? Going to quit their day job, they're going to go from college directly into starting something. What do you tell them? What's your advice?
If you've got a good idea, you should try to do it.
Yeah.
It's good to partner up with other like-minded people. A friend of mine's nephew did that recently. All smart kids recently out of Ivy League schools, got a few years experience, decided to launch a company, and they have a good shot.
Yeah.
Although most of them fail.
But at 5 years, it was somebody else in my company who used to tell the team, hey, most companies fail at like 80% by 5 years. We're at year 6 or 7, and I kept thinking I was never good. What do you think? I don't wake up in the morning and think I'm going to fail. I got to keep that out of my mind.
There are a lot of serial entrepreneurs. I just ran into an old friend, and he was telling me about how he got to the company he's working on now. And of course, I knew him 10, 15, 20 years ago. Well, I did this, and then I sold that company. And then I was working for this guy, and then I started that company. And if you've got the knack, and you don't know if you have the knack until you do it a few times, I've seen people be way more successful than I.
That's good.
Real talent.
Thank you, sir.
Been a pleasure.
Yeah,